Rob here, giving a response and a review. How many of you enjoyed the last animated series, the last animation by Ed Gould, Space Face Part 1? I thought it was really cool, man. I mean, Ed will be sorely missed. I know a lot of the YouTube audience was very deeply wounded and hurt after he passed on, to see a young man, his destiny cut off so short at such a young age. And I just want to remind you, all proceeds go to Ed's charity. Any t-shirts you buy, any hoodies, go immediately to the charity. So let's support this. Let's applaud this. Let's, give a positive outlook to this whole situation. And, again, many of you were wounded and hurt by the passing on of such a young man at such a young age. And, man, my heart goes out. Myself, when I was in my late teens, lost my best friend when he was 17 to cancer, and it left me in a state of perplexity, confusion. I was bewildered. I was disillusioned. God started opening up his heart to me about eternity, about Christianity, about the Bible. After my friend passed on, I started doing a lot of soul searching. And before I get into that, if you desire to subscribe to my ministry channel via YouTube, hit the subscribe button. If you want to learn more about the Bible and Christianity and heaven and eternity, the search Rob Wood one, that's me, but that's not why I'm here. I want to talk to you about Ed. Ed obviously was a fine young man. I believe he has a home in heaven with God, and God would desire you to be in heaven, and maybe you can meet Ed one day and you can watch him do animation in heaven, in other words. And friends, we got to realize a life is short, whether you live to be 20 or 80. It's really a vapor. Think about it. I mean, a lot of you under the sound of my voice are a lot younger than me. I'm 46, but I remember it was like yesterday that I was a kid, and the inevitable is we're all going to take our last breath one day. I mean, death is really the inevitable. No one under the sound of my voice is immortal. I'm sure you agree with that, and no one finds the fountain of youth. And when you take your last breath, either you spend an eternity with God or separated from him. And God has a plan for your life the same way he has a wonderful plan for Ed's life. And we applaud his life while he was here on the earth. Now, the scripture, the book of John 3:16, for God so loved the world, that's me, that's you. God loved Ed Gould. For God so loved the world that he gave his only son, that if you would believe in Jesus, you wouldn't perish, you'd have everlasting life. Friends, I don't know why disease is on the earth, sickness, evil, hatred, murder, envy, jealousy, rage, pride. We live in a fallen world. Unfortunately, there are casualties. People do pass on. God sometimes, and even most of the time, gets a blame for this. Hurricanes, they call it acts of God. Earthquakes, acts of God. The insurance companies call that. But, God doesn't initiate sickness and disease. The enemy does. We live in a fallen world. We live in a world where there is sickness, there is evil, due to original sin, due to the fall of man. But again, Christ is the way back. He loves you. He's got a mighty plan for your life. Book of Jeremiah 29, chapter 11, verse says, God has a plan for you. Plans for a hope in the future. Plans for an expected end. Again, getting back to Ed Gould, if you enjoyed that video, give me your comment. Hit the like button. I applaud this young man. He was actually an excellent animator. I mean, very, very, very good. And hey, the Lord loves you, friends. He's got a mighty plan for your life. And again, I'm just trying to console some people on the sound of my voice that lost a friend via YouTube. And again, death can be perplexing. It can be, very, very confusing at times, especially when we see a young person pass on before their prime, their destiny, their inheritance, their time. Friends, the Lord loves you. Be blessed. If you want to subscribe to my ministry channel, Desire, go for it. If you want to check out other Christian ministry videos, you can check those out. Friends, the Lord loves you. Be blessed.